Hello YouTube, this is Mickey D bringing you episode 61 of Stationeers. Hey McEver. Hey Kelvin. So I did a mining run. I'm gonna make some steel real quick as soon as this ever pressurizes. It's loaded up with, we should be making about 400 ingots. And yeah, I got a little bit of gold, a little bit of coal, which I grabbed some of the coal already to throw it in there, and some iron, a little bit of copper. Hey, Mr. Montic. So we should be pretty good. We got to make some, obviously some steel frames, steel plates, that sort of thing. So, and we got to keep an eye on this, unfortunately, to see if it does the magical spontaneously combusting or not. Which hopefully, we're negative 14 degrees C. Oh, okay, it's not reading it. That's why. Temperature 271. Obviously, we do have our oxygen, and it is pressurized. So, but negative 2 degrees Celsius, pretty much looks like. So, we hurry up. Yeah. So, anyway, got some mining done. I did get the floor closed up, so that's all sealed back up again. In here, obviously, we still have this huge gaping hole in the side. But we'll get steel and get working on that. But today I want to get, I don't know if I want to tear apart this wall or not yet. I like to get the station pipes reran, but we're going to have to move that though. If we move the wall over on this side, we're going to have to move the where the suit station's at, so we'd have to move those anyway. I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, let's see if this is up. Or where are we at for pressure now? 37. Those things take so long. I'd like to see about switching these to digital valves. I haven't messed with the digital valves yet. And see if we can put it on like a switch or something. I don't know how fast they respond. But everything else seems to be going pretty good. Let's see what we're at for, yeah. And we still gotta purge that line that's contaminated, but I want to get steel going first. So 48, 19, so that's almost hit its target. It's got a little ways to go. Yeah, and that is contaminated too. We gotta clean that out. But that's the greenhouse, so it's not really that big of a deal. Oh, that's almost hit. Yeah, most of these have... Oh, you know what? None of them are actually... Yeah, because it's got that bug. Which, I guess when we get the circuits hooked back up, well, it won't really matter. Because it should kick them on anyway. Go, and then hopefully we get enough in the furnace. Yep, there we go. Now they're running. Yep, so that'll be good. Those will all eventually get to where they need to be. If the atmospherics stop crashing, we'd probably already hit those. Luckily, we still obviously have plenty of power. Look at that. We are we got to increase our storage. In episode 60, basically we got more of this all hooked up. So all the pipes are pretty much connected. Everything's all piped back in now. This is all up and running. The only thing that's not hooked up right now is the suit station, which I'm probably going to end up moving. I don't know if it'll be this episode or not. But I'm getting ready to make some steel, and we're probably good enough. Hey, steel. I'm surprised they don't make that hot when it comes out. We're going to want it pretty much all in there. And since we've got, I think the furnace is still up to temp, 915. For quick, we can probably get a couple of these in. Oh, might not. Might have dropped too low. Oh, no, we got it. Might be able to get one more. I don't know. I think we're going to be too low on that one. Oh. Nope, we got it. Yeah, I don't think we can get much lower. All right. Anyway, we can shut that off just so we're not wasting power. Vent it out. And then I want to see what the... okay, so what temperature... Oh, it's... Okay. So 352 degrees here. I want to see what it is at the end of the radiator run coming into the intake system. No, you have to, when you put stuff in now, you have to drain it. So that's -9 there. So it's this run. So 207. So we're dropping about 100 degrees, 150 degrees Celsius just from these radiators. So we can throw some more radiators on there and hopefully have it come in a lot cooler. Oh! It's... Oh, hey, look, random pipe. That's kind of an oddball spot. No, the furnace, you actually have to, when you... And I guess it's intentional, but it's kind of hit or miss. When you put, like, iron in and it outgasses, you have to vent the furnace out before you can light it. So basically, you have to put your put your iron, like if you're going to make steel, put your coal in. Coal does not outgas. Copper does not outgas. I don't know. Did we have a pipe? No, because we haven't had, I don't think we've had a pipe blow since we redid that. I'm assuming it's just when I disconnected it from somewhere, it rolled down across the terrain. You know, probably when I was tearing apart the other radiator or something. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, just like last episode, I found some down in this crater over here that must have rolled down. Okay, so we should be good there. That should run everything through. And what do we got for... Oh, yeah, we definitely want to get copper in there. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and have this start pumping out steel frames, because obviously we're going to need quite a few of them. We're going to need a ton of steel plates too, but we can go work on some other stuff while it makes these. I've still got my lovely cold, which thankfully it's not like a head cold. You know, not congestion, sneezing, coughing, that sort of thing. But I feel like crap, basically. So I didn't get quite as an early start as I planned on it. All right, so we got to pull those two lines up. If we move that wall, I'm going to need to move the suit station. I guess we can open it up and see what we're dealing with. I know we got a whole bunch of pipes and stuff behind there. So it's going to be kind of interesting. And we've got a whole bunch of wiring in there too. So I don't know. I mean, I'd kind of like to have, kind of have the stairs on this side instead. And then also, I mean, I don't mind like this long hallway, but it kind of, breaks it up a little bit instead of just being one giant long hallway. But we have a ton of stuff in there. That's the only drawback. me see. And then, plus, obviously, this is a giant room. We have nothing up in this front area now, so it kind of makes sense to redo this. Since we've gone through and just redid all the other sections or other portions of this room. And then what we'll do is we'll move these to the other side in the stairway or in the hallway side. I think that'll look a lot better. Yeah. And then we can and I've still got to I'm going to hook up a what was it? Oh, that was the oh no, I guess we don't need that anymore. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. That was the fill station for the canister for the pollution. So when we charge the other radiator systems, so at some point we got to hook that up. We got to get lights and stuff up too. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff in there. Well, most of that. Okay, so that's all the suit station right there. That's fine. Those we can just reroute basically over to this side. And obviously the wiring, we'll have to move that wire, we'll have to move some of it, but that's fine. We can just come up over on the other side. All right, let's get the rest of this pulled apart. And I should remember to go check frames in a little bit, because I don't want to turn all of the steel into frames. And we got to do something about this. I don't really like this setup. I haven't quite decided what I want to do about it yet, though. Because it's not, it doesn't really seem to, I mean, it works. I don't like the pressure differential it creates because it makes it a pain in the butt to walk through that door. I don't know if maybe I should just move something like this into the air filtration room because it's so big, and then that way I can have like an intake vent on one side, the exhaust vent on the other side, and it shouldn't create a pressure differential. My concern with that is it's not really gonna pull, it's just gonna recirculate the air basically in the room and not really filter too much. I can figure out how that's going to work with that door. Let's see, any more steel frames? Oh, got a couple down there. And we got a whole bunch. We should go grab some of them because we're going to need to place some walls. And one of these days I should put stackers on the ends of the some of the machines. Yeah, I already went through like 75 steel. All right, so my thought is we basically move the wall out to be on this side. Oh, you know what? Since we've combined this room and that room, since we've combined this room and then, well, that was the tank room, and then this was the filtration room, and then, of course, the huge expansion, we could just get rid of that door. We don't actually need it. We've got one on that side. I think we might do that. Because then what we might do is, see, we'll have this here. We can just have a post one there. We can have a couple there. And I might change this. I don't really like this setup. I mean, I like the setup. I don't like where it's at because this is for the volatiles or the ices. And it's easy enough to move because it's basically just this and it just needs to dump into the filtration line. And yeah, we have the drop-off location outside, but now since this was great when like the base was never pressurized, um, but now since the base is, except for, like doing stuff like this, the base is usually pressurized. It's kind of pointless because it's we can't use it on the inside anyway. It's going to evaporate. So I think I might move this whole setup. Um, it just doesn't seem, it doesn't really work that well there now. Oh, and that's going to look kind of dumb if we do that. We only have like a one block. So maybe what we'll do is just move the wall over here and pull out all of that. And that'll probably work. And maybe we'll move this over to this corner or something. Oh, well, no. I'm thinking about just putting it outside. Just having it pipe in. I mean, it is nice to have the option to use it inside. But it's not something, we really do. And I'm really hoping they'll fix that bug with the suit station. Because that's kind of an annoying one if you're using it. So and I should just rename the oh, what am I thinking of? I should just rename the episode 2 because now we're kind of past the doing the whole. Oh, I am so tongue-tied tonight. Doing the whole filtration system and stuff, and overhauling the tank room. I mean, the only thing really is that suit. So now we're kind of, I don't know, revamping the base, I guess, at this point. And oh, I was gonna say, I think there was a small. I think they had another little beta update. Didn't add anything. It was a more of a fix thing, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. I think it was something about, I think creative wasn't activating, basically, when you were creating a new world, something like that. Yeah, what do we have on the, oh, we can't pull that wall out. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, maybe we'll just turn that chute. Oh, yeah, let's not do that. So maybe we will just leave that there. Just turn the chute to be the other side, since we don't actually ever have to turn the furnace on. Or maybe I'll just rotate the furnace as well, and we can just bend into the pipe. And maybe we'll just leave it sitting here because I don't want to move all this stuff. That's where all of our wiring comes down from the solar panels and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. So we need to. Oh, that's right. That's for the door. And I want that to kind of. Let's say we could kind of leave that like a doorway. So we could do there. Oh, actually, we could just do that. There we go. And then we'll have this little area here. And maybe if we move this, I'll just put the suit station like right here. Oh, that would be easy because then there's our oxygen and nitrogen right there. Almost kind of wish we had the stairs going back because we could put the lockers in right here. But I think that'll work. I think we'll do that. Yeah, so we'll just have to move pipes around, which is fine. And let's go grab some more of these. I don't want to go overboard on it. I mean, we're going to need a lot of these. but I don't want to go completely overboard because obviously we're going to need a lot of steel sheets as well. And thankfully steel sheets use a lot less materials than the frames do. I don't know if that's enough, but we'll go get started on it and see. And I haven't decided if I want to just redo that whole entire circuit or just move it. I think I probably just, well, we could tie it in. Yeah, we're gonna need a ton. I do want to go. Yeah, we'll get this wall done, but I want to go do by the radiator. I'm gonna go do over there at some point because I do want to get that in the shade. And if I remember correctly, there is a block, I think right there. Yep. We need to get one put in there. All right. And we should run down here. Yeah, so that took, was that almost 30 to go all the way around? I think so. We have 30 and 30, and then we had the other one. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of space to expand the solar system if we need to. That's for sure. All right, so then we're going to bring this out this way. And I'm still waiting for a hover for the jetpack. There. And now, once we get those filled in, which I want to fill in this section first, the radiator will always, it won't be in the sunlight, so it'll be blocked. And then we should get the best performance out of it that we can, no matter if the sun is up or not. There we go. Yep. And look, I was doing so good. I was trying not to use the jetpack too much because I believe for some reason it seems like the nitrogen's filling really slow. But it could just be because where the system wasn't pressurized, we basically just drained it. I haven't had, the tanks run as long as they normally do between fill-ups. That's so weird that it lets you place them like that and they clip into the tank. I don't know. I think the tank collision's not really set up right. Especially since you can place them in the upside down in the floor. Oh, yep, and there goes our jetpack. And at some point, I'm going to get grading put back down. Oh, that's not bad. That was pretty close to being full. And we'll get those combined. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more frames. There's no way around that. But, so we still going to do pretty much one more line all the way around, plus the ceiling. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of welding, too. Holy cow. But I'll probably do most of the welding off camera. I was actually going to place most of these off camera, too, but since we had them, I figured I might as well get them, because otherwise I'm just going to let them run and run and run and run, and then we'd end up with like well, I don't know if we'd actually end up with way more than we needed, but, we'd eventually use them somewhere, I would imagine. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to make a ton of lights. And I'm still waiting for that light mod that Dragon was talking about. Yeah, we're gonna need. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 47 more. So we can let that run for another batch. And if we make a little bit over that, that's fine. And then we can just let it turn everything else into steel plates because we're going to need a ton of those. All right. So while that's doing that, let's get back to going on this. And we're just going to toss everything because, you know, who doesn't just throw their spacesuits around? And massive remodel. Oh, those helmets just keep going, don't they? Oh, you know what? Since we have everything up and running, we could... No, I don't want to do it yet. I was going to say we could get the greenhouse up and going, but I want to wait until we purify that, because otherwise it's going to be a pain to get that CO2 cleaned up. Okay, that is the waste pipe coming up from the gas generator down in the basement. So we'll just hook that over. We'll be fine there. Combine those. All right. Yes. That'll work. And then we're going to move that. And does that tie down? I think that just ties into the floor, possibly. Let's go ahead and pull this up since we're going to need access to all that. And yeah, we can clean that up a little bit because we don't have that door there now. All right, let's get some of this wiring cleaned up. Okay. And that looks like that ties down in. I believe that's where we tie into the floor. Yeah, that's a junction. So we need, we can turn that into a corner. Because I believe that's feeding out into there. But we don't need that. Get rid of that. And we'll turn that into a corner. There we go. All right. Oh, we're not going to need those pressure regulators. That's good. I didn't really like how this was all. This is end up being on 2 separate circuits. So. Yeah, we're probably going to just run those back on the other wall. And I'm going to keep it hooked up for now because I don't want to power off. This is basically where almost all the main power comes up for the base, except for the greenhouse, which comes up over there. So I'd rather not have any of this stuff disconnected too long because we're going to shut off areas of the base while we do this. All right, we'll go ahead and pull all this out since, for one, we're not even using it right now since the base isn't pressurized. And for 2, I definitely want to move this. It's something we need to address for a while yet, a while now. So we'll get that, and we can go ahead and open that up because we're going to put the suit station there. And let's always all these swap. You know what? I hope one day they make, like, I don't know if they do technology tiers or something. We get a oh, tell her I say hello. I hope we get like a multi-tool at some point, because that would be really awesome. I don't even care if it's like, you know, stick it after the fusion reactor. But it would be so nice to just have one tool that does like pretty much everything. Though I could see the welder being separate, but you know, I think I think that would be very nice to have to not constantly be swapping tools. Okay, now we're going to work our way backwards. So hopefully, oh, we did have a pipe explode, didn't we? That's right. When we did the, when I was disconnecting the line that was pressurized. Yes, so lesson of that is always work backwards so that it'll push the pressure backwards. Yeah, that was a, which this one actually shouldn't have, that should actually all be, well, that's a waistline, that's drained. Say the other ones shouldn't, because they've been disconnected on both ends and we pulled everything out of the system before to dump it into the tanks. So really, these should be already depressurized. This is actually going to give us quite a bit of pipe back by the time we're done, because we're going from here over to those, and now we're going to go from here to there and up to there for the waste. So we should actually, oh, that's weird. Oh yeah, it jogs over. So that'll be good. Oh, we'll use it somewhere. And let's get some of this cleaned up. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna take a screwdriver. Oh, not screwdriver. Cordless drill, same thing. Doesn't really make sense that you have a screwdriver and you can't. Well, I guess yeah, the screwdriver is basically used for the circuits. Though if you don't pull the trigger, a cordless drill works just like a screwdriver. Passive vent, passive vent. I don't know why they felt the need to change the passive vents. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess they look, I mean, they look the same on the outside. I guess they look a little bit better on the back side, but you don't really see the back side when it's mounted on a wall. So probably could have worked on something a little bit different before then. All right, straight. Okay, there. Yeah, so there's one circuit going off. Yeah, I think that's the circuit that goes off over in that way. And then there's the circuit that goes off the tank room. Now, it's going to be kind of funky now because where we combine those two rooms. Yeah, so anything that comes off that side, which I don't think is too much. I think pretty much everything comes off of that side because I made sure all the tanks and stuff were on the same circuit. I'm sure somebody at some point will do the lettering mod. I know that was insanely popular in Space Engineers. Yeah, we could maybe we can make one with like blinking lights or something. I'll have to add like a whole nother array of solar panels to keep it oh, you know, those are up there. We could actually just clean that up a little bit. I mean, obviously not have the vents in there, but we could just leave the pipes running across instead of snaking them around. And I've hidden most of the other pipes. Maybe what I'll do is I'll actually leave them out and run them around. That way, if I need to, for some reason, pull the readings off, I don't know. I was gonna say I shouldn't really need to pull the readings off of them. And of course, I have this one wire. And actually, real quick, I should see how many of these I have. Oh, did it actually jam up? I think it actually jammed up. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because we disconnected power. Yeah. Okay, so we'll let that run. Good, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm probably going to have about like 100 of them sitting over there. Okay, yeah, we're just going to move this. Where is the... Oh, yeah, the mix line comes in off the other side because it's pulling off of that mix. Yep. Okay, so... oh, that's going to be... Okay, we'll come down lower. Yeah, because that corner is going to be in the way. And... other way, other way. There we go. And at some point... Christmas light mod, yeah. Yeah, it would be nice when they're, you know, we start getting some decent, you know, mods. I mean, pretty much everything right now is, I mean, it has been the food crate, but everything else has been just kind of related to mining, which is not bad, but it'd be nice to see actually, you know, we actually start seeing some objects being added in, which, and we're going to need to go back to that line. Oh, actually, I kind of get the two, you know, kind of hand slots because, well, you get two hands, but it gets kind of annoying to constantly be swapping between two things and then need a spot for something else. I guess it is kind of realistic though, but there's not many games where you only get like two spots. Especially since it can't pull for the inventory for everything. Okay, so we're gonna need a T. Oh, wait. No, I almost hooked that to the wrong line. Should be this one. Not that one. Because this is our intake line. Yeah, because that's the intake vents. That's the oxygen nitrogen vents. So we do not want to connect into that one. That would have been pretty bad. Wouldn't have been that bad. We would just have contaminated everything. Thank you. And there we go. And we should just be able to do a corner. Ah, very nice. All right, so that should vent out into the system. We should be good there. That's all taken care of. That light we can actually just move back. And we'll go ahead and swap over to that. And we'll go ahead and grab that wiring since it can combine. Oh yeah, we're going to have to move the light on the other side too. And what do we got tying off? So that runs down. So that's the supply coming up. Oh, that's the heater AC line. Okay, yep, heater. And then there's no AC over there. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, heater. Oh, yeah, that ties into the other one. Okay. So, yeah, this one we'll just have to turn to a corner. And we'll just run up the wall and back into it. So, somewhere back there. And how do we want to get back over to that side? Down, run, and across, I guess. I mean, it's the same distance either way. We don't want to go through the floor because we've already got other cables sneaking down there, so that's not going to work too well. And maybe what we'll do is put a heater right Oh no, we got a, oh, okay, that was for the other room. So we got a heater there. So we're good there. So we can move that to the other wall. We'll probably just stick it down on that side. That should work. Okay. And we're going to want, so we need a corner here. I'm hoping should still cover it. I don't know. It's right behind. It's right in front of the stairs, so we might have to change this a little bit. I don't know if the floor grate will still cover that. So what we'll do? Annoying. Straight. Okay, there we go. Is we'll run up. I missed it. Run up the wall there. Yeah, they gotta get to a point where, I mean, that'd be cool on a server. You know, if you have like another base to go to, something like that. But, you know, on single player, unless they come up with a reason to, you know, have multiple bases or have, you know, have to travel somewhere. I mean, I wouldn't mind it if they made it so you had like massive deposits of stuff, you know, but spread them out on the map so that you have to, you know, but you can have smaller deposits around. So if you want to go mine like just one resource, you can just go and, you know, make like a giant quarry and just dig like crazy or whatever. And which way we want to, we gotta tie back in over that way. So, oh, we can do a junction. That'll work. So then, and then that would give us a reason to, you know, have something like, you know, some type of, oh, oh yeah, that'll work. We can just do another junction. You know, to have some type of thing like that. Alternately, I guess, or you could just make a spacecraft and fly over to the, you know, other one. I'm hoping at some point though we do get some vehicles, you know, like rovers, that sort of thing. Okay. And yeah, I want to try to do these circuits one at a time so we don't get, because we've got a lot of circuits right here, and I don't want to get them. Last thing we need to do, we just went through before we did the whole filtration room, and you know, kind of got all the circuits cleaned up. So, last thing I really want to do is undo all that. Oh, very nice. And straight. Okay. Oh, the problem is I pulled that out. So where was it? Oh, it was right there. Okay, so we'll just do a corner going up. There we go. And straight. Yeah, I am looking forward to, well, I do want to see like nuclear reactors. And I do want to see tech trees too. That would be nice. I mean, I don't mind like unlocking stuff, or, you know, even if you don't have to research it, just kind of, have to, you know, progress through the machinery. I mean, we have that a little bit, you know, but not really. I mean, you don't need, I don't think, you don't need any of the alloys to make any of the machines. So, you know, you pretty much, as soon as you make one machine, you can start making the other ones. Yeah. All right, so we should definitely be able to switch to, because there's 60 right there. So we're going to have, oh, look, one more, and we would have had 3 full stacks. 45. Yeah, we went through 360, 55. Yeah, but we'll get another like 90. Yeah, we'll get 90 steel plates out of that, so that'll be good. All right, so, and when I say we need like 47 to finish that off, so we should be good there. And like I said, I'll probably off camera, I'll go through and do all the welding. Yeah, but I'm hoping we'll get angled blocks and stuff sometime soon. I like to get like some different windows and stuff too. And some ceiling blocks. Ceiling blocks would be awesome. And let's see if we can get this done before the jetpack goes crazy. And I'm glad we're not having the atmospheric crashes like we were. I'm assuming it seems like when we were just pulling off massive amounts of pipes. I don't know if it's because it's, you know, all the pipe network updates it's doing that eventually it just gets confused. Okay. I think that's all filled in. Will be a ton of welding. But a very nice expansion. Oh, look at that. And I swear, whatever they did something with the terrain in the last update or two, a couple of things, which supposedly makes the terrain generation a little bit better. I swear I have craters that I did not have before, because like this would have been mined if it was right next to the base, you know. Yeah, so I think there's a lot more. Some of these I mean, I don't even remember that being there before. I mean, it's been there for a little while because it was here when we did that, but I don't remember it being there before. And I would have definitely mined those volatiles out of there, because if you look at some of the older episodes, I had to go, in the beginning, I had to go quite a ways to find volatiles. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. I don't see any blocks that I missed. Okay. And I will be sometime shortly here. I don't know. Well, we got to put those purge systems in, but I got to get floor grates down in here at some point, because that whole just jumping around all over the place gets a little old. Ah, very nice steel plates. Yeah, these we will definitely be using. And obviously I'll have to make some more steel up, but I'll probably do that off camera. Get another batch made. Yeah, let that run. And I guess we'll just throw those in with the other ones so they can be stacked. Oh, battery. And we still got to add another, we're going to add at least one, maybe two more batteries in for the station, because we are definitely generating more power than we need. All right, and then we'll have to, look, more steel plates to pick up. And weld back again. Come on. And now we can pull all those up. Yeah, we're definitely, I think we're actually, well, did we make more pipe? I think we made a little bit more pipe, but from before we redid. Yeah, I would like some, yeah, some definitely illuminated ceiling panels that I would definitely like. Or even just some, lights that we can apply. I mean, I like to have some, like, you know, um, sort of like fluorescent, you know. I mean, you can basically just take that and extend it and maybe make it a little bit wider and, make it a little flatter. And it would actually fit in with the theme a little bit. But illuminated panels would be nice too. I mean, I could see spots we'd want to use those. And I guess somebody was working on a corner light mod, kind of like they did with Space Engineers. So we'll have to see. I don't know. Like I said, we haven't really seen any of those come out yet. I mean, obviously, there's not massive mod API support or anything like that yet. So it'll probably be a while before we do see something like that. But it'll be nice when we start seeing stuff like that. Okay. Oh, and steel sheets. Oh, I'm trying not to fall in there. Actually, we can probably seal that up. I don't think we got anything else that needs to go in there. Yeah, we'll do that real quick because I've fallen. I was gonna say I've fallen in there enough as I fall in the hole. Yeah, yeah. We'll go ahead and seal that up. Oh, that's an iron. That's right. Iron. There we go. Okay, and yeah, we should be able to seal that up as well. All right. Yeah, so that'll be good. And then we'll throw our not that one, not frames, walls. We can throw grates on. There we go. So we'll have it set up like that. And then obviously we need to get our floor grates in and stuff. But that'll work pretty good. Obviously we've got a little bit more cleanup to do up here. So we'll just push that vent back to that wall, I think. And that wiring line, what is that running for? That's, oh, that light should not be on that line. Yeah, that's the ace. Ooh. What? Oh, that's the vent. Okay, yes, the vents. At some point, too, we have to go through and put all the vents on their own circuit because they're tied in with different rooms. So we're going to need to go through and do that. And I want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, so we'll stick it right there. I think maybe still need a hover. I think I put all the other ones a little bit higher. Did I not? Oh. Oh, my jetpack ran out. I didn't even see it giving me a warning. Yeah. Now at least our system's refilling it at a decent rate again. Yep, I put it one too high. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. And, oh, I guess we can pull that one off too. So we've got... Oh, was that not getting power? Hopefully we didn't cut a line we weren't supposed to. Yeah, this one. Oh, maybe... Not broken there, not broken there. Huh. Maybe that pulls off on the other side from when we were redoing over there. We'll have to look into that. Not that big of a deal right now, though. Yeah, because it doesn't tie in there, which we can actually pull all that up. Yeah, because that one was actually on the other side, which we don't need over there right now. We'll do that when we run all the lines over there. And we can change that to a corner. And I can probably turn that machine off now. Because we're going to be out of steel plates. Or out of steel to make plates. We got a ton of power, but not really a point in wasting it. 42. All right. So, what am I going to do with that line? That was a C line, which obviously we're not going to want to leave inside there anymore. There's an intake on that side. That was the output. And we have the output over there. So I think we're going to want to move that one back. Yeah, I think so too. I like that better. And then we don't have like just a giant hallway going through the base. There's kind of a, you know, more of a reason. And where's the suit storage? Yep, right there. So I want to move the... Yeah, we'll put the suit storage there. Oh, I guess the suit storage doesn't keep its colors when you pick it up. And we get some of this stuff picked back up. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really... When I first threw the stairs in, you know, I was just kind of trying to find somewhere to get them. And I never really liked them being off on the side. But we didn't really have the... That was before we widened the hallway. And, you know, we had machines and stuff right there. So, but yeah, I think that works better. I'd like to find out why... I'm going to find out why that line's disconnected. I think there was one running up to it, and I pulled it off. So, which we've got power in there. And we've got power in there, so that's all we care about. As long as that stuff's still running, and the machines are running. I mean, I think this is the one that's just on with the hallway. Yeah. Anyway. I guess we're going to want to run those lines first. Which those should be empty because actually I'm not sure if the gas mixer is off or not. Gas mixer is off. Okay, so that line should be empty anyway. Oh. Since we're here. Alright. Yep, that's going down. We'll run the power into that. We don't want to tie off that for the power for the lights, because that is the heating and cooling. Yep, so we'll have to... maybe we'll pull it off from the other side, because we're going to have to put light up there anyway on that side. Oh, and autosave. Yeah, I don't know if I should leave those pipes out or not. If I do leave them out, I don't want to get rid of that jog in it. I don't know. I think I'm going to pull them out because, like I said, they're pretty much hidden everywhere else. And what we can do is take that T off. And that should hopefully be it for our piping. Well, except for hooking up the... Well, we can do the suit station at the same time, I guess. The only thing I have to make sure is we do not mix these lines up. That's the last thing we need to do is have our filtration system tied into our our intake and our exhaust. It'll just constantly loop. Plus contaminate all of our oxygen. Which, you know, if you watch the earlier episodes, that was a fun time. That was me running around like crazy trying to get that straightened out before I suffocated. Which I did actually suffocate, but luckily I was able to roll back a little bit. All right, so we'll leave that all there because that'll be able to tell us which ones are exhaust, which ones are input. And it doesn't really matter which side we get. Settle the pipe out of there. All right. So, we need a waistline, but we're not going to hook it up because we know it's bugged. So there's our waistline. And, oh, that's annoying. We can't put that there because we have wiring there. Something's always got to be in the way. Well, that's an easy enough one to reach. So we'll just bend it. And yeah, something like that will probably work. We'll just run it underneath. If I can, there we go. And come on, one of these ways. Oh, thank you. And now go down. Very nice. Okay. Snake that wire around. It's not. And actually, where is that wire? That's our AC. This one's our AC. We might actually be able to pull. We might actually open that back up and tie into that line. Because we're going to need to bring power up here for the suit. And I believe that's just a line running to the doors, running out to the pumps here. Yeah, it's basically for the tank system. Which really, the tank room is now comprised of this circuit. So if there's anything we need to add on, this is definitely a good circuit to add on to. Huh. I think that light's tied into there too, which it shouldn't be. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We know that We've got as many heaters on there as we can, which would be 4. Oh no, wait a minute, that's the air system. Okay, that's fine. And ties in, and yeah. Oh, which goes over to. Oh, well, that's kind of weird. Yeah, it must have been because different circuits. Because then that comes up and runs over here, but we had another line that tied in right over here. That comes up. That's what happens when you rewire the base after. You know, it after you expand it a couple of times. All right. So anyway, there is our nitrogen, which we're gonna get kind of okay. So we'll run this up around. Otherwise, we're gonna start running into issues trying to get piping and whatnot in here. So we'll tie in up here, which and that might work all right. Oh no, we need that to be a T. All right. Other way. Thank you. No, other way. Ah, there we go. All right. And I think we want to line up. So our nitrogen. Wait a minute. Nitrogen's all the way in the bottom. Oh yeah, because oxygen comes in on the front. Okay. So we'll do that. And then, yeah, because we got to have a pressure regulator there. And we can come up. And other way. Thank you. We can have a corner there. Okay, so that'll give us our nitrogen. And then we just got to make sure we throw the pressure regulator in so we don't have tanks explode on our suits, which is very not fun. And yeah, they don't stay set. And then we'll be good on this one. The only... Oh, I guess the other one we can run down the wall. I think that'll work. Yeah, because we're going to have to put the other one for the... it's such a mess. It's such a mess. It always looks worse before it gets better. Just remember, it always works worse. Let's see. There should be another pressure regulator out here somewhere. Huh. Oh, duh, it's in my inventory. Okay, I didn't realize I picked up both of them at the same time. Well, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. So this one we're going to have to, I guess we could set it. Nope, that's not going to work either. And that's not going to work. All right, so yeah, I think we're going to have to set this one on the, and do a little something different with this. Where's our oxygen? So that's our oxygen line there. And of course, we've got wiring and junctions right there. Which is the way... Oh, we could run it down... let me see. No, we've got wiring there. All right, I guess we're sticking it back here. And, really? That was only one pipe. I've got pipe everywhere. All right, so let me run that back up front. Yeah, I kind of wish this just had like 3 pipe connections in the back. You know, why not have the 3 pipes in the back and then either like your wiring in the front or, you know, something. Anyway. All right, so we will we'll change that corner into a T. Actually, we can change it into a, yeah, 3-way. Then we can go to a corner. Go to a straight. There we go. That will work. So, pressure regulator so we don't blow up tanks for the oxygen. And then we're just going to figure out where we're going to pull the power from for... I'll pull off it. What do we got here? We got a corner here, so we can... I guess we're just going to turn that into a 5-way. Or can we turn it into a 3-way and a junction? That might work better. Let's try turning it into a 3-way. Oh. Why can I not place that there? Oh, because I only grabbed one cable. Oh, yeah, because I only have one cable. I need more cable. That would work. There we go. So if we do that, and I think this should work out pretty good. And then we're going to have to run, at some point, we'll have to run up for... cables. So if we tie it back... I hate running underneath the corners because then you get into issues where if you need to pull it up, stuff's in the way. It doesn't really always let you pull stuff up on the edges. And then we should be able to make this a junction. Not a junction going the correct way. Ah, very nice. Okay, so now we've got oxygen and nitrogen tied up back into the suit system. Oh, we do need, why was I not... Oh, yeah, we can hook power up to it. Yeah, it was just the waste. And that was the line I didn't want to use, correct? Yeah, that's the heater system. So we're going to come off of this. We'll just do a 3-way come up. And then we'll just hope at some point they address the... oh, we are going to have to run the line up to there. Yeah, so I want to make sure we don't block that. They have to address the... do we want to tie in... I don't think we need to tie in data. I mean, I imagine the only thing we're going to pull off of there is, you know, if we were to pull off the status of the suit to see if it's charged or not, which I don't really see any to do. And it's kind of annoying because it flashes, because the waste pipe is not hooked up. So, but if we hook up the waste pipe, it drains everything out of the oxygen and the nitrogen tank. So, not very useful. But we'll go ahead and run it, because I'm assuming at some point they will fix that. And I mean, the only other way I could see it doing, no, because it's not going to work. It would still pull from it. Let's say maybe you could do a filter and only have it pull CO2. But I don't really want to have a filter back here. I mean, it shouldn't have to work that way. It's dedicated ports. All right, so these are the lines we don't want to get confused. Which one's oxygen and which one is... So that's a return line. So the one down here should be our return line. And that looks like our... Oh, and there's some pollution in there. Interesting. Yeah, but that should be our return line, definitely. I say that, and, you know, what's going to happen? It won't be the return line. Yeah, we can just come straight up here. I think we'll do a corner, and then we can tee off and continue. There we go. And then we can continue around to tie back into there. And the same thing here is which... Yeah, I guess we're just going to run that around. I'm still going to do something about that line, which... Yeah, we can pull this back. I want to get this taken care of, because then we can fill in these walls, and then we can walk across the top of it to run the pipe, which will be a lot easier than trying to float around in the jetpack. So as long as none of these are like a junction or a three-way dropping down. Okay. No, they're not. So we can just do something like that. And if we bring it out this way, there we go. Now, ooh, maybe not. I didn't really, I forgot that corner was right there. I don't think it's going to work, because it's going to hit that, isn't it? Ah. Yeah, because my thought was we'd run it down. So, I guess we run it down one more. And question is this should be... Yeah, we can just run it through there. That will do us. Ooh, yeah, we need a corner. Very nice. Very nice. There we go. So now we can tie off of this, so we don't need it there. Oh, actually, we could have left that a junction. I think that pretty much ties up all the wiring, and then we just have to run that line across the top. Right, as long as that's just a three-way, yes. So we'll bring it back. There, and then we want that junction. And that'll work pretty good. And I can remember there's some. And hopefully, yeah, we ran far enough in. And straight. There we go. Yeah, I think we're going to want a jump. Very nice. That'll work. I could have run it the other way and run a corner, but yeah, we can just add a corner down here. There we go. That should tie that all up. Very nice. So that'll be all, should be working again. That's all tied in. That's all tied in. Oh, and we still have that. Oh, I forgot about that line. And that is the, so that's light and AC. And I think that's the end of the circuit right there. Yeah, it is. So we'll just completely pull that out for now because we've got to rewire all that anyway. So that'll be fine because we're not going to have a vent there. There's no point in running a line down. We can pull that light off of that the suit station. That's fine. I was thinking about separating out another circuit for the lights. Actually, no. We'll straighten that. We'll just straighten it out later on. Because I do want to do the, and no, I'm not going to tie in over there because that's the heater. I'm trying not to add anything extra to the heater lines. Though I could, and I am tempted just because it would be so easy, but we just got everything off of those. So let's not do that. It's just asking for trouble. And let's change that to a three-way corner. And I usually try to keep stuff running up along the walls, but sometimes you don't really got that much of a choice. I mean, not if it means you're going to run a ton of extra cable or something. Okay, so there. Except for the floating heater. That's pretty good, and we don't need the floating wall heater there. That duct's tied in. That's tied in. We never did run a light power for that, but I think we're gonna maybe come off of. Can we come off of there? No, no, no. Though we could bend, come through here, come down and around. It's probably easier just to pull off of this circuit. And probably once we get everything done, go through and double check shut off our rooms and move around circuits a little bit. Because I'm sure I might see about putting that on with the tank, with the rest of the tank room, and then that'll give us a whole extra circuit that maybe we'll throw all this stuff on or use for the. Oh, we can't pull it onto that circuit. Shoot. That's the heater circuit. Yeah, we don't want to pull into that one. We can pull off of this one though. Actually, you know what? Just drop that. Let's get all this out of here. Toss it over there. Let's go ahead and get this cable coil. Some of this kind of cleaned up. And we get some of these. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna pull off of this, which is running for that room, so that's fine. And maybe since we're doing it anyway, we'll grab. I didn't want to drop those. I'm gonna pick that up. We'll go ahead and stick the light on the other side, since we need one over here anyway. And we can just do them at the same time. So let's do a corner. Corner. And I do want to be a little bit careful because we're going to be running pipes through here as well. And yeah, right there. Oh, oh, come on. Nope, almost went the wrong way. There we go. Now we should be able to tie up all the walls down here. Hey, Dark Dragon. I still really want to crouch. I think I will be so happy when they finally add that in. There we go. Yeah, it's making me hungry. That's probably not something I need to... Oh, holy cow. I just realized how late it got. And a little bit of light over there. A little bit of light over there. Yeah, we might have to add... I gotta see why that light's not working. Which is kind of strange. I'm assuming... I don't know. I can't think of anything I can't think of anything we did over there that should be messing with it. Huh. Well, the stream's been going on for an hour and a half, so you're a little late. Okay. Let's grab steel sheets. Steel sheets. Yeah, we're gonna run a whole bunch more lighting. All right, let's there we go. And these should all be steel. Yeah, because it's only the floor. We should have any iron. Yeah, I was thinking about that at the end. I was changing that big tank to a small tank since that's our intake, and we should never really, put, a small tank should always be more than enough, and autosave. But I wanted to put a temperature and a pressure gauge in front of each of the large tanks. So, and eventually that'll be swapped out to a large tank now that we got steel again. But I figured we can have, temperature console and pressure console and then, we'll be able to see both. So it didn't really seem like a reason to do it again on the end. I don't know. Maybe we'll have, for that one, we'll have the, just what the intake pressure is and the intake temperature so we can monitor it. I don't know. I haven't quite decided on that yet. A couple different thoughts that we could do on that. All right, so get up here and let's see. So this, oxygen, nitrogen, waste, and the air mix. Yep. So we can just run these right around. Basically just tie them into the other side. And what was that? Oh, I don't need my jetpack on. So come out one more. Yeah. Yeah. I usually try to prefer to run these down the center. That way, if we need to snake off of them, it gives us plenty of room. And of course, run out of piping. It kind of cleans up that whole mess that was up there, though. Except for that's still kind of a tangled mess. 20. Ah, there we go. That should be more than enough. All right. And then this is it. All of our piping is done. Obviously, I've got to make another batch of steel and get the room all enclosed. And then we've got to go through and do some lighting and whatnot, and then put a ton of logic circuits in, which I'll probably do. I'll do the one for. No. We got everything hooked up, and then we still didn't have any steel, so I did a mining run today before I started streaming, and basically we smelted it and let it make frames and stuff. So it's all framed in. Now it's just not, and I've got some steel plates, but I've got to make some more steel. Yeah, we don't need that there. That's not going to do too much. I should have realized that before I rewired it. So we'll just change that to a corner. And a corner. Come on. There we go. All right. So that's an intake. That's an exhaust. That's and to make sure that, yes. Okay. So we should hopefully be good. I still got to add more. I mean, off camera a few episodes ago, we still running like 5, basically. So I've got to put down 1 or 2 more because we're still maxing out on capacity for the battery storage. And that's even with all the ACs running. So we're definitely generating. Oh man, really? I get right down to the end and I run out of pipes. That's always the way it goes. Not that low. Um, we're at 87% right now. I don't think we're dropping down really below like 70. But we don't have, obviously, we pulled, some of the lights aren't hooked up. We don't have any vents running. Um, and we're going to want a T there. So, we're probably actually, if everything, the base is pressure and the greenhouse isn't running either. So we would most likely be using more power. No, that we were dropping down to 40s when we were, before we added, we were dropping down to 40s because the backup generator was kicking in, and because the backup generator was set to 40. Um, we did the huge expansion on the solars, but immediately after that is when we tore into the base to redo the whole pressure room, whatnot. And you know what? I don't know if I want that like that. I think I don't. I think what I want to do is just turn that into a four-way. I think gets rid of that weird kind of, I mean, we're still going to have a kink there, but and that way we can just put a corner there, and come on, there we go. All right. So now we can seal all that up. And that should be good. Our suit station's all hooked up. We now got a nice little area. Obviously, we got to get some grates down in here. And yeah, we did get quite a bit of piping back, actually. And I've got to put, obviously, as well, some wall panels back up. Yeah, and obviously passive vents and whatnot. Pipes. There we go. And we can grab some floor grates. There we go. So our suit station's all hooked back up. I think we're going to add, well, obviously, I got to figure out why that light's not working. That's not a priority right now. I think we might need to add another light on this side. Yeah, I like this a lot better. I think this will work out quite. Not a window. Come on, there we go. I think this will work out quite a bit better. Well, I definitely think it looks better. But then that way, it's not like just a giant hallway through the middle of the base now. And it kind of gives a reason, I don't know. I didn't like it. I never really liked it being in the other room anyway. It's just, at the time, with the size of the base, that was kind of really the best place to put it, I guess. The suit station from the side, I could. And before you ask, the waistline is not hooked up because that is bugged. So that's why the light's flashing. And I don't have the data line hooked up because I don't really see a point in doing it. But if you hook up the waste line to the suit station, it'll drain the whole entire, it'll drain the oxygen and the nitrogen out through the waste port. So until they either tell me, I see something saying it's fixed, or somebody lets me know that they fixed it in case they don't put it in the patch notes for some reason. I'm basically leaving it disconnected. The pipes all ran, so when they fix it, we can just very easily just put in one section of pipe. But oh, that might be an option. Oops. Yeah, we can maybe do that. Not gonna do it tonight though. I am in an English stream in a minute because I got work tomorrow and I should have already stopped streaming. Oh, and of course. That's what happens when you're trying to weld and use your jetpack at the same time with no hover. I really want to hover. Crouch and hover. Those are the two things. That's all I really want right now. And a junction. Come on, get in there. Thank you. And of course, I turn off the jetpack. Okay. How many, yeah, we're going to go through a lot more wall sections now. Really? You're not going to place that there? Did I turn around the wrong way? Doesn't look like it's turned around the wrong way. Oh, there's already a wall section there. Okay. So I can do that. Yeah, I'm going to have to get used to not having a doorway here now, because that's like, that doorway's always been there. But this does work better now over here. And we might not actually have any more wall sections. Oh. Nope, no, we got 7. And then I gotta do something about this. Oh, I guess I gotta fill in that too. Really? Dropped the wrong thing. Yeah, that, I think I'm just gonna turn this, and then we'll just put the input either to the side or in front of it. But it's basically not touched, because when the base is pressurized, we have to input everything from outside anyway, so we don't contaminate the atmosphere when it's heated up. Oh, yeah, of course there's one there too. And I gotta figure out where to move the filtration to now too. Which I don't know on that. I might see about rehooking up the. Are we gonna have just enough of these? That's amazing. We're usually like supposed to be one short. Yeah, I might just, I don't know, set a return for each room. And do we have, oh yeah, we should have enough hopefully. Filtration for, well, we need the filtration for the base. So it would either run on the intake line, like this runs on the intake. So if we turn this on, it's just going to suck anything and dump it into the intake system and filter out everything. The only reason I like the other setup was that it didn't, it pumped the oh yeah, we can't stack this more than 5. It didn't filter out the oxygen and the nitrogen. So it was basically that was, well, it was filtering for oxygen and nitrogen, putting that back in the base air, and then, oh, it does. That furnace ties right into the filtration system. Yeah. So, but so I don't know because the problem was is we were getting huge pressure differentials from one side to the other because it was, I figured it was best not to have it in the same room since it would probably just, circulate the air and not really filter out anything else. And we don't have. Oh, actually, we have a ton of still. We have the sheets that we made for getting ready for everything else. So, and obviously, I've still got to seal up the ceiling. Weld that. Yeah. Oh, and the battery's almost dead. All right. So yeah, I like that a little bit better. And I'm going to start painting some walls soon. Um, oh, you mean, oh yeah, I could put a door on this side, couldn't I? Yeah, I could do that. That way, if I need to access it from inside for whatever reason, I can. Yeah, and I don't think there's no piping run through there. So yeah, that would actually work. Um, I could also actually just put a door right through here because that would go into that room. I mean, it'd give us two doors, but, that way I don't have to walk all the way down here. I know, because, it takes so long. But that is definitely an option. Then I might do that. I like the idea of that. Um, yeah, because maybe, you know what? I could just not even put a door there. I could just I could bring the input, the input bin chute, through the wall, so that we can dump stuff in, and then I could just I could pull off of this and put a pressure console in there, so that way I can monitor the pressure on it and make sure that I didn't turn something off or whatever. Oh, the filtration room. Yep, I can do that. Yeah, I'm getting ready to end it now. I just wanted to get that last wall. I'll weld that up later on, but I've got to get to bed here soon. Okay, so we'll start all the way off from the furnace. I'm thinking, yeah, we'll start outside from the furnace. If I figure out how we want to waste our jetpack a little bit. All right. So, because it's basically the kind of the start of the system. Oh, yeah, yeah, maybe something like that. Um, so this comes off the furnace, and basically it cools as much as it can, which right now it looks like that cools about 100 degrees Celsius by the time it gets down from what I ran before. Oh, that looks kind of weird. Makes it look like there's crimps in the pipe. But, and then eventually this will have more radiators down it, and this whole wall will be radiators. And that's obviously the radiator system for all the filtration and cooling over here. But this line runs down, comes down through here, ties into here, which this is the volume pump that basically anytime there's anything that gets input into the system, this volume pump makes it pull through over to here. So we've got a big tank for expansion, in case we dump a ton of stuff into it at once. And then we basically got this main line that ties off into, and it's the same setup for basically every tank, so except for one. This line comes off, so nothing can go back. and this comes down. We've got a filter for whatever, so this one's volatiles. It loops around it into the input. And then anything that's not volatiles, it basically can let it re-output. It dumps it into here, which is tied into the tank. And then the AC will constantly loop it back into the line and basically the tank. So it'll cool it down. So anything we're storing, we can drop it to the temperature that it needs to be. So for example, the CO2, we've got it set for 30 degrees. That's closer than what the greenhouse needs. Everything else is pretty much set to 20 degrees for now because it doesn't really make a difference. Except for the pollution, I have set to -99 because we can fill our radiators off of that, so might as well make it as cold as we can. And now what's not set up in the rest of the system yet is like this line right here, which I'm going to run. I haven't quite decided yet if I'm going to run it up across through the ceiling and then down, basically in front of each tank. So basically come up in front of each tank, run over to a central line like this one, and then it will come back down and tie in before this valve, like how this is, and that lets us purge it. So if we somehow contaminate the system, then we open up this valve, and it will dump everything back into and let it circulate through. The only other thing we have to do is we have to add another valve on here to shut it off, so that basically we can pull everything out of the tank, let it run through the system, or pull everything out, shut this valve back off, then open this valve back up, and it will dump it back into the tank, filtered with all the contaminants gone. That way we don't have to throw it into the base atmosphere and then recirculate it. Now, we've got to set those up for each one. This one was really easy because it's the pollution and it's right here, so I went ahead and did it. And we've got the radiator system's contaminated right now. I was thinking about doing that. Yeah, later on we'll change these to digital valves. So do a digital valve with a circuit. It'll monitor the ratio, and if these tanks are not at 100%, it will purge it. So basically it'll open this, if it says basically, if the tank is pressurized and not at 100%, if it's not at zero pressure and it's not at 100%, then it will open this valve and close this valve. And then once it's drained, if it says it's at zero pressure, then it'll basically close this valve. And then until it opens, until you get contamination again, as long as it's 100%, it's going to leave this valve closed. Alternately, we could just have one valve and just let it open it and let it recirculate until eventually it gets all the pollution out. I've never really tested to see if it takes longer to do that, or if it's, I imagine it's quicker to dump everything out. Now, this is for the radiator system. So this lets us, for one, monitor the pressure in the radiator system, which later I just threw this in here quick. We'll have that be a pipe analyzer because we can pull some more data off of it. So that way we could pull what the temperature is on the radiators from back here, and we can have it displayed so we can know if we're doing something that's over saturating. If our radiators are getting hot, we're pumping too much heat into it, maybe we need to let them cool down or something, or if we need to expand it somehow. And this valve, basically, if we open this, it lets it fill. And then this obviously runs out and it runs into all these ACs. So it basically runs down and wraps around to all the ACs, so they're all dumping into it and using one massive, basically radiator array. And this, so if we close this valve and we open this valve, this is the purge system for the radiator. So right now, like our radiator's contaminated because it didn't have enough pressure in it as it cooled, so it pulled in from these. Basically, we can open this up, the volume pump. This is basically the intake line. It'll dump everything into the system. Once there's no pressure, we can close it, and then we can open this back up. And I'll end up putting a volume pump in here, or a pressure. I don't want to do a pressure regulator because they take way long. So I'll probably do a volume pump, and then maybe put a rush. Oh, I guess I could. No. Yeah. I gotta figure out how I want to do that. I guess maybe just a volume pump. Oh, I could do a volume pump and a digital valve. So that way it'll open it up until it gets to a certain pressure, shuts it off. I could probably do something like that. But really, once we get this pressurized, I mean, if we pressurize this up to like 5 MPa, it should never get contaminated again because the temperature difference is not high enough. So that might not really be worth automating. And then what else do we got? So yeah, then we have this one here where we dump the gases in, the ice is in, which has an exterior port. So when the base is pressurized, we don't contaminate it. That's just the main filtration line. So it just dumps into that. And then that's the other line above that, which is basically the same thing, is where we can dump off all of our waste tanks and whatnot. So anything we need to input into the system, is, we drop there, it pulls out, it's telling us, okay, the tank's empty, let me put it back. And then off of these tanks, obviously we have our nitrogen, we have our oxygen, that's our fuel mix. And, it mixes out to the system there. And then any return lines in the base tie back into the main intake line. So, yeah, that's basically the filtration system. So far, it seems to be working good. I mean, we ran the furnace earlier, and it didn't seem like there was any issues with anything keeping up. Our radiator system, we need to purge it. Could work a little bit better, but which is let's see real quick what our tanks are at. So 29.9. We've got it set at 99. So that one's going to take forever, and that is pollution. So that's going to take a while. So we're negative 31.5. And they are getting in the sun. I did notice they do actually cool a bit better. So these are coming down because these were all at like 50 or 60 degrees Celsius the other day. Yeah, so they're all getting there. And I did drop oxides in, so that's why they dropped the temperature on that. So that's close. That was up at 56 degrees or so Celsius yesterday. And then basically didn't get a run at all yesterday because the atmospherics kept crashing. Yeah, so that's all coming down pretty good. It's all getting there where it's supposed to be. So I imagine we'll get some better performance once we get. Yeah, I'm going to. Those are actually, it's already all blocked out. I just got to weld it up. So by the time we weld those and weld that, except for there's a weird bug where the sun's coming through the ground and coming through the craters, but that will be in shade since obviously the sun's running this way. So that will be shade constantly. And the plan is right now is basically, I think I can put 4 more lines in there. So 3, so we should have another 3 and then a 4th one down the center. So that'll basically be one big wall of cooling. And honestly, we could actually do, if we wanted to, we could extend out and do across these and across that. So that would give us triple what we have now. Lay down the floor panels before. I'm probably going to lay down some, but since we have wiring and stuff to do, I don't want to lay down too many because I end up pulling, a ton of them back up. But I got to figure out how I'm going to do the lights anyway. I mean, I think I'm going to, basically just I'm thinking I'm going to do them on the ceiling and just space them out. Yeah. But, yeah. All right. Well, that is it for this episode. We got to get in bed. I got work tomorrow. So, yeah, we hit 60, 70, 70, 69% just as the sun was coming up. So, not too bad. I do got to add some more. Oh, hey, look at that. Fine stuff. Which, wow, it's warm down here. Make sure I didn't have my torch on. Okay. Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries, which I think we've got room to add one there. And honestly, if I shifted these, we could add another one in here. And then I'll probably just jump over to this side and start running them down. And then we've got our backup coal, which we manually run, and then we've got our backup gas, which is automated. And then obviously the circuits controlling the power charging, and that's our heating and cooling. Ooh, thank you. I know. Well, I ended up working on the whole thing. Well, no, I did put another battery in there. I did one off camera. But yes, I need to put another one in there at some point. I mean, we're not running. We're only dropping down to 70%. So it's it's not an issue. We're not kicking in the radiator, or we're not kicking in the backup generator. So, at some point, yes, I will. And I do like that we pushed this out. That it kind of used up, some of this extra space up here. So I think that works out a little bit better. We've still got some space in between. When we put grading down, that's going to look like one big open area. So I don't know what we're going to do there. But we kind of need the space. I mean, I could have probably made the pipes a little more compact. But I didn't want to try to get everything. I don't know. I like the size of the room. We would end up with a really long, narrow room. And it kind of equals out the dimensions of it a little bit. What? These railings? Oh, it's there as in yeah, the lines are in front of it, so I just have to add like junctions to tie into it. Yeah, I just haven't because I think we need steel for those, and we didn't have any steel until I made some today, and we've already actually used it all up. So, yeah, but like I said, we're not we're not dropping really below 70%, so it hasn't been a rush. All right. Well, this is end of the episode. So, yep. So next episode, we're probably gonna work on, and I will probably I'll do some more. I'll do some smelting of steel. I gotta get some steel made, obviously. And we're gonna need more sheets, and I'll get those made up off camera. And I don't know. I'll probably weld all this up because, it's that's gonna take a while to weld all that. But we'll probably hook up lights, and work on that purge system and probably that stuff. And then I gotta obviously kind of clean up this mess. But all right. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you in the next one, which will probably be tomorrow night. All right. Have a good night.